Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol. Virgo, I want to start off by saying thank you if you have subscribed to my channel. This is a youngish channel still and not a year old yet. And I've reached 1,000 subscribers, so I am very grateful for that. And as a way of giving back to you, I want to offer a little contest in this reading. And it's going to be for a giveaway for a free personal reading. So I'm giving away 5 of them. And now somewhere in this reading, I will take a small break and I will explain to you what you can do to win a free reading from me. And there will be 5 winners and I will notify you by email. So yeah, I'll just leave it for now, and you're going to hear about it somewhere in this reading. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a mid-month general reading for you for September 2024. And we're going to start off by looking at a situation, a decision, a struggle, a pattern that you're sitting with that needs healing right now. And then I'm going to look at your shadow. And so we're going to be doing some shadow work. We're going to take a little deep dive into your shadow. And that's going to tell us where this is coming from, this situation you're sitting with. Because that's what's going to be driving your situation or impacting it. And if you're not familiar with shadow or shadow work, I've left a really good video for you in my description box below. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And I've taken it from my other channel called Carol Cares. And this video is really about facing your own shadow. And it's a compilation of everything I've learned on my own intensive healing journey for complex trauma that I've been on for a while now. And I think you'd find it helpful. And then in my third part of this reading, I'm going to ask the tarot for some guidance. And it's just going to be guidance to help you get you on the right path. Like, it's going to be something, it's not going to be big, it's not going to be some miracle drug, but it's going to be, okay, what do you need to focus on right now? And so from that, I will suggest to you some more specific videos or a playlist from Carol Cares, my other channel. And I'll link those at the end. And if I have room, I'll also link your September 2024 reading that I did for you. So I'm going to start off with the Rider Waite deck, and I'm going to clarify it with the Tarot Grand Luxe. So if I can have one card right now for the pattern, situation, issue that's showing up in Virgo's life right now. One card, please. Well, it wants 2. So the King of Wands in reverse. And then right behind it is the Page of Cups. Very interesting combination to have together. All right, shadow. What's coming up that is driving or impacting those 2 cards, or that whole row? The situation. One card, please. The Moon. And finally, what guidance does the tarot have for you? One card. Ooh. Tough getting these ones out. My arm gets sore after a while. Sometimes I'll speed it up, or I'll slow it down, or I'll threaten the tarot. It's the last card. It's the 4 of Wands in reverse. It's like, give me this card. My arm's killing me. I actually was using this deck as clarifying earlier, and I was hitting this kind of brick wall with it, and I was like, okay. And I was using the Tarot Grand Lux to clear, as this part right here I just did, the introductory part. And this one comes out so much easier. And I thought, okay, switch it around. So now I'm going to ask to clarify these two. And yeah, rest my arm, because they usually come out a lot better with these cards. Different decks, shuffle differently. 2 to 3 clarifiers, and now I won't get them to come out. There we go. I know I did this one first. So 3 of Cups in reverse, and 10 of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. All right. Can I have some clarifiers for the moon, please? Tell me some more about this moon card. 2 to 3 cards, please. Okay, I'm gonna have one more card here. Okay, so behind the moon you have the 4 of Swords in reverse. You have the Ace of Swords. So you got sword energy here. And then you have the Emperor in reverse. Four of Wands. That's 2. And one more. One more, please. The Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. We're going to start off with what situation, patterns coming up in your life right now. What are you dealing with? Well, you have these, Virgo, you have these 2 together, which is very interesting. And you have the King of Cups come up in reverse with the Page of Cups behind it. So I'm going to start off with the King, because it's very important that I tell you what the King is in my deck. So there's 4 kings in the deck, and my king represents the masculine side of us. We have a masculine side and we have a feminine side. And I am seeing here that, you know, the Emperor is also masculine here. You have some swords. You have a few swords here. And so, you know, it's very much a card. Masculine is our ego self, and we often can identify as our ego self as being us, but it's not us. We have a true self, an adult self that is really us. And it, you know, in doing some of this healing work, you can start to separate yourself from that ego self. And who is that ego self that, you know, really pretends to be you? And so this particular king, this ego self, is the king of the wand, and the wand is about this creative. The wand is like the wand is about a creative direction. It's a purposeful direction, going into the direction we want to go into, we were meant to go into, and just the whole idea of creativity is a feminine aspect of ourselves, actually. But the ego self wants nothing to do with creativity. It is very much detailed oriented. It very much, is driven by, money and spending a lot of time on, hours and hours of working. And whereas the feminine creative side of us would say, well, you need to do maybe a job that you like to do, and you don't have to work as hard, and you can get paid doing something that you like to do. And so this king that's come out here, this ego self, is saying, this whole thing about doing what you want to do and doing a job that's purposeful and taking your life into a purposeful direction, a creative direction, putting yourself first. The king would say, well, that's a bunch of bullshit. It would definitely try to shut all of that down, your ego self. And right behind it, it's shutting down a page of cups. And the page of cups is a younger child of ours. It's an inner child. And mainstream psychology likes to say we just have one inner child, but we actually have more than one. This deck has 4 inner children in it. And I've been on this journey long enough for my own healing that I know that I have more than one inner child. And this inner child is the child that, I call this one the love seeker, because it has the cup on them, on their side. It has love backing them up, right? And this is the younger part of us that will do anything to get the love that they didn't get in childhood. And so that's why they're called the love seeker. It is probably the page that needs, the inner child that needs the most healing, for sure. And it's the one that you really want to get to know and pay attention to, because it's the one that's going to wreak the most havoc in your life. It's the one that's going to chase all these people, all the wrong people, toxic people, and it'll continue, believe it or not, to energetically pull these people into your life. And you wonder why the same people are showing up again over and over again. Well, it's because this inner child repeats patterns of the past so you can heal from them. And it'll keep repeating them until you heal them, until you heal this part of you. But this ego self here is blocking it. It keeps pushing it back down. Doesn't want to hear from it. And it's trying. It's like it's not hidden here. It's right at the front of your, right at the front here, the front line. It's on the front line, right at the front. It's trying to get your attention. And if you've noticed that, maybe you're a people pleaser, you're inviting wrong people into your life, and you're having just a lot of relationship issues. This is your love seeker wreaking havoc in your life because it needs healing. But you've got this ego self right now that's trying to control it and keep it down and saying, this is all bullshit. This page, in order to heal, needs to feel. It has the cup in their hand. It has an intense amount of grief and big emotions like shame that are sitting here wanting to come out and wanting to be healed. But this is keeping it blocked. So I'm going to get some more information here from this. Your next card is the 3 of Cups. And the 3 of Cups, this is in reverse. And I think in an upright position, the 3 of Cups is this feminine energy, these 3 feminine characters here that... and it's interesting because you start off with masculine energy here, strong masculine energy. But here you have the feminine energy that are celebrating their emotions, celebrating their authenticity, celebrating their creativity, and celebrating how far they've come in their journey. Oftentimes we're on this journey and we can get really frustrated, and because I think this is blocked. And so not only is your feminine side of you blocked, and we all have a feminine and a masculine side, it doesn't matter what gender you are, but not only is that blocked, your feminine side, but that whole thing about seeing how far you've come. You're not the same person you were, 5 months ago, 5 years ago. You're not. And oftentimes we get on this journey and we think, we've been on this healing journey for so long, and it's like, why? I've gotten nowhere. I'm fed up. I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm done. Maybe this king right here. And when you start saying I'm fed up and I'm done, that is your ego self, because the ego self doesn't want you to continue on this journey, does not want you to feel. But this Three of Cups, this feminine card's coming out here, this cup of emotions, these cups of emotions, and celebrating your emotions. You have these emotions here, but they're blocked. And that's because this masculine part of you sitting there at the beginning does not want this page to heal. Wow. And then you have this Ten of Swords. Look at these Ten of Swords that has done this individual in, has kept them trapped. What are these swords? What's keeping you trapped in your head, right? Because up here is where our ego self wants you to stay. It does not want you to go into your body, because if you go into your body, that's where all your emotions are. That's where your inner child is. That's where you need to go to heal that inner child of yours. But this ego self is going to keep you up in your head, because that's where it thinks it's safe for you. Because when you were a child and you had these big emotions, well, that's where your ego self came out to protect you, because you couldn't feel big emotions. And so you stored them away, pushed them away, repressed them. But they're coming up for you to heal right now. And these Ten of Swords that have done you in, well, these are all these things that people have told you about yourself when you were growing up. All those things that you've pushed away with all your big emotions, right? Like, you don't matter. You're a piece of crap. You don't deserve this. All the things that people told you that would have formed, this concept of who you were, which is a really false concept of who you are. You have this page that's screaming for you to get back to your emotions and heal that, because you need to realize that there's another side of you, a feminine side, that holds a lot of who you are and what direction you're supposed to go into. And all of these belief systems, these swords that you've collected over the years, are not who you are. And here's your Nine of Cups that comes out in the end. Look at the smile on his face. And he's even got he's going to toast to it. And so it's like, here you are. You're quite comfortable with the Nine of Cups that you have. And you've kind of, the Rider-Waite deck has the individual with his hands folded like this, and he's got all his Nine of Cups like trophies, right, displayed. So it's you saying, you know what, I'm good. I don't need to feel anymore. And this is your ego self, by the way, telling you this. I'm good. I don't need to feel anymore. I'm not touching that other emotion that will lead to 10. 10 is like the freedom to be able to feel all that range of emotions. But this guy's like, nope, not going there, not touching it. Because the ego self is petrified. It's a very scared part. It's petrified of emotions, doesn't want you to go there. But you're sitting here going, done, not dealing with any more emotions, closed off, shut down, been there, done that. Maybe did some therapy, felt a little bit here and there, it got too painful. Ego self went, putting all this back, putting it all away. We're not touching them. And so, it's almost like, if I look at your first line, you are blocked by your ego self, your inner child, and then you're blocked on this end by your Nine of Cups that's going, nope, not dealing with this anymore. But you've got this page that needs healing. And you've got all of these swords that people have told you some more pain here. So you've got it, kind of locked in here, trapped. All these emotions are inside of your body, trapped inside of your body. But you're in your head going, nope, not touching them. Well, you can imagine what that does if you have your emotions like that and you've stuffed them all away and you're not going to deal with them anymore. Your body has a way of telling you that you need to go and heal this child. That's where all our diseases come from, our sicknesses, our illnesses, and even like a malformation sometimes of things that happen in your body that need to be operated on or whatever, because things need to be felt. Your body will tell you. I've been through all of this, so, you know, and I still am going through a lot of this stuff because of my own complex trauma. So what's in your shadow? What is in your shadow that is impacting this situation of you closing up and not wanting to feel anymore, not feeling safe enough to feel, for sure? So here's the Moon card. And what is the Moon card? You know, can speak to us, can represent our intuition, which is our feminine side, which is our inner knowing, our inner guidance. And that's the feminine quality that we have. We all have it. But we can't get to that unless we get back to our body. And our intuition will often reveal things to us that have been hidden from us for a long time, like the truth of who we are. And this is what this Moon card represents. A lot of times you got the moon comes out and you got these weird creatures coming out of the water, like they've been hidden for so long, and all of a sudden they're coming out. So there's stuff that's in your shadow that's hidden here, that really wants to come out, that wants to be revealed to you. And you start off with the Four of Swords here. And remember, this is your childhood here. This is your adolescence. And so it's in reverse here. And the Four of Swords in an upright position is a card where we carved some time out for ourselves to deal with our mind that's spitting and all that mind action that's going on. And it's really a card of, you know, we need to ground and start to ground our mind of these belief systems that we've collected all our life. And just, you know, take some downtime. Oh, that's blocked. As a child, you didn't have downtime. As a child, it sounds like you came from probably a very chaotic childhood, because if you didn't have downtime, that meant you were very much a hyper-vigilant child. That you were always like, you know, waiting for the next shoe to drop. And that's where that hypervigilance and, you know, the anxiety kind of comes in, and the fear that sits in our system, because we're always on alert. And this is where you didn't have downtime. And, you know, there was no time to feel. And a child that would be forever hypervigilant and having no downtime would very much be up in their head, trying to control everything, right? There's no time for emotions. They can't come out. Those are dangerous. And you have, right in the middle of your shadow here, you have the Ace of Swords. And it's blocked. Well, of course it's blocked. Because you weren't allowed to feel. And so what is the Ace? Well, the Ace is your authenticity. It's your truth. It's the beginning. It's the gift from the universe. It's who you are. And it's buried right in the middle of your shadow. Your true self and who you are is buried right in the middle of your shadow. And it wants to come out. It wants to make itself known to you. But you've got this Emperor card in reverse right behind it. And this is the masculine energy from the major arcana. This universal big force that comes out here, and it's sitting here. Look at him. He's got the Torah, the rule book in his hand. He's got an axe here. I mean, he's got everything here that he needs. He has set the rules of society. He makes the rules of society. It's like a father figure, very controlling, very controlling. He lets you know what you can do and what you can't do. And he's in reverse here. And so there's a real fear on your part, I think. Real fear on your part to go inwards and to discover who you are and face your authenticity. Because when you were younger, the fear of this Emperor was put in you. very controlling environment here. And that's why you became very hyper vigilant, right? Because you tried as much as you could to try to, you know, break free from this control that you were in. And so you always had to try to, you know, be on guard what was going on with you. But here's this, it's like a gatekeeper here that blocks you. Every time you've tried to sort of come out of and to try to be yourself in this very controlling environment, you were blocked. Your true self was never allowed to come out. Very, very controlling here. I can feel the tightness of this in your shadow, where it's just like you are not touching any of this. And this is exactly what's coming out for you now, is this ego self that's saying, you're not touching this inner child right here with these emotions. No way. And that comes from this control that this emperor has over you, this controlling environment that you are so used to. And you knew that if you were younger, it was too dangerous to be you, to show your emotions. Yeah, and that's where this Ten of Swords comes out that you're feeling right now in your head. All of these things that were told to you to keep you in place so that you wouldn't, your true authenticity wouldn't come out. And that's why you've put your emotions away right now. It's like, nope, can't go there. Because you know, you're petrified of what's going to happen. Because that's what you were taught when you were in childhood. And this is coming up again. You have this part that needs to heal. All right, this is the time that I'm going to talk about how you can enter the contest to win a free reading from me. So, first of all, when you clicked on the thumbnail, there is a picture on the front of it. And if you look at that picture, there is a restaurant on the picture, if you look closely, and the name is there. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at that restaurant. It's, I'm going to give you a clue. It's from a popular destination in Canada. And the restaurant itself is quite popular in that area. And so what I want you to do is I want you to email yellowcardinaltarot@gmail.com, and it's written on the screen. And I want you to tell me what food item this popular restaurant in a touristy area in Canada is best known for. And the food item itself is 2 words. And there's another small little clue on the picture itself. If you'll see it if you look closely. So you're going to have to go back to the thumbnail that you clicked on and get a close look at it. For some of you that have been to this area, or for some of you, I know I have people out there that are actually subscribers that live in this area, believe it or not. So yeah, and that'll be your chance to win. And once you email me, I'll pick the first 5 people and I will email you back and to let you know what you need to do from there. Good luck. So what is the guidance from the tarot here? Well, you have the 4 of Wands. You have the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands in an upright position is a celebration card. It's a celebration card of these 2 figures. One's red and one's blue. And they represent the 2 sides of us. It represents the masculine side of us, which we all have. We've talked about our ego self here. And it also represents the feminine side of you, which very much gets repressed. And that's the side of our emotions, right? Because they were dangerous. You weren't allowed to show those when you were younger and show your true authentic self. And your feminine side is your authenticity. The universe wants to set your feminine side free. You know, wants to set your masculine side, wants to ground that side of you. And the true path of the Fool in the major arcana is to join those 2 sides of ourselves, to join them. And so we become whole. And so we can celebrate who we are and those two parts of us. But it's blocked right now. And we know that we've established that. You know, your emotions are blocked. Your authenticity is blocked. Your creativity is blocked. That's your feminine side. And it's blocked right now. And so the universe wants to free that. Wants you to become free. And this card is in, I didn't mention, that is so interesting. I don't think I mentioned this card. Is it still in here? Well, we'll mention it right now. It was turned upside down. And it's the Seven of Wands in reverse. It's a powerful card. It's probably one of my favorite cards in the deck because it reminds you of me. And we're going to look at it, what it is when it's in reverse here. And so the seven, look at this individual. Look at the reaction on his face. He's one person fighting all these individuals below him. The wands are coming up and they're trying to get him to come off this stone that he's standing on, a pedestal he's standing on here. So, you know, you could be feeling a lot of loneliness. It's a very lonely place to be when you have been ignored. You as an individual, your creativity, your authenticity, your emotions, who you are. The feminine side of you has been ignored all your life. And this is this individual that's coming out fighting. And this card is very much a card of this journey, this healing journey that you're on. It's a very lonely journey. Because this card comes out to say, you know, yes, this is a lonely journey. And it is a journey that unfortunately we oftentimes feel very much alone because we have to do it alone. There is no one else that can do it for us. And that is the pain, I think, and the loneliness, and that's where it comes in. It is the most important journey of our life. And unfortunately, we have to do it ourselves. Yes, we can rely on a therapist like I do, but I'm the one that has to pull myself through my own emotions. I'm the one that has to pull myself through my own traumatic memories. There's no one else that can do it. I'm the only one that has to do it. And there are going to be people when you go on this journey, because right now, it's in reverse because there's a real resistance on your part to taking this journey alone, to doing this yourself. And a lot of times it's just the fear that our ego self has, because it's a very, very, very scared part. And they'll tell you to come off that pedestal. Don't even climb on there. Don't even do it. Don't do it. You can't do this. You're not allowed to do this. Right? And then when you step out on your step out alone, you're going to get all these people around you that are going to come out of the woodwork, including, you know, your family of origin, including your best friends, including the people that you thought were your best supporters in life. And they're going to come out and get threatened, and they're going to try to pull you right back down because they have their own insecurities and their own fears, and they're going to be threatened by what you want to do and what you need to do. And I think there is a big pull here, Virgo, for you to go out on this, get up on this pedestal and go out and take this journey alone, whatever that means for you. It's in reverse, like I said, right now. And, you know, here's the Death card, no surprise beside it. And the Death card talks about in an upright, it's reversed right now because there's a resistance on your part to doing this. But the Death card comes out, and I want to tell you about the Death card because when I first started my own journey, this would be me on this healing journey right here, all by myself. I was told by my own trauma therapist that I still have 7.5 years ago. I was told by her that there are people on this journey that you're going to lose. I didn't like that. There were some people okay, but, you know, in particular, I mean, I knew my marriage had to end, a 30-year marriage. And not saying that's your case, but could be. It's a general reading. And I knew that that was going to end. And I was absolutely petrified to end it. And there was a part of me that didn't want to go into therapy and wanted to end it, actually, because I didn't want that to happen. I was too scared for it to happen. And it did happen. But I also had to go no contact with my family of origin because they were the ones that came out at me when I went out and wanting to, all I wanted to do was heal. That's all I wanted to ever do was heal. Figure out what was wrong with me. And they couldn't support me. They couldn't validate me. And they tried to bring me down. So this death card, by the way, says that there are people that you're going to lose on this journey. And it says that there's things that you're going to lose, that you need to lose. Because if you want to heal, when you go out on your own, there are people that are going to not support you and not validate you. And you need to walk away. And you're going to lose them. You need to walk away. This is what the death card is. You need to walk away from some things and some people. And it's in reverse here. Because right now you're not ready. You won't be ready. Like when I'm saying this to you, it's like I was like that too. But this is just saying, there are people in your life that maybe you need to let go right now in order to move on and get on this journey. To find that feminine side of you and to feel. Because the last card in the deck is the Knight of Cups, who's in reverse right now. And in an upright position, the Knight in my deck, there's 4 of them, and they represent the adolescent part of us that wants the freedom to be authentic. And they have been fighting. There is a part of you, and I know this part's in everybody, and they want the freedom to be authentic, to be real, to be themselves. I had somebody tell me a couple of weeks ago that they're living their life vicariously through me. And I said, what do you mean by that? Well, you just have it's like you have the freedom. You're on your own. You have this, you have that, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's come at a great cost. But I have my freedom now to be me. I'm learning how to be me because I didn't know who I was 7.5 years ago. And this is the part of you. This is the freedom that it's inside of you, this part of you that wants the freedom to be you. And it's cups. So it wants the freedom to have authentic relationships. It wants the freedom to feel again, right? Because you're shut down with this 9 of Cups right here. This is what this Knight is. It's coming out, but it's blocked. So because it's blocked, it tells me that, you might be feeling hopeless because this is a part that's been fighting all their life for this. And so you might be feeling hopeless. You might be feeling some anger. Because this part's been fighting a long time for you. And so this reading has been very much about healing your inner child, healing your love seeker, getting back to feeling your emotions. And the one way I get to my emotions is I learn how to journal from how I'm feeling. And so I think it's very important for me. 2 things. I'm going to give you a playlist on grounding so you can get back into your body, back into your feminine side. And then once you start learning how to ground yourself, there's emotions that are going to come up. Grounding isn't all this Zen thing. It will bring up emotions if you're doing it properly. I'm going to show you how to ground, and then I'm going to give you some journaling videos and learn how to journal. That's how I journal. Those 2 tools, grounding and journaling, are my big tools that I can't live without now. And that has saved my life and got me back to who I really am, my authentic self. So I'll leave you with those 2 playlists. And Virgo, fascinating reading. I was fascinated myself when I'm reading this, just going, wow, this is incredible reading for you. So I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is a very tough journey, as we've established here, especially this last part here. Very tough, big emotions that you have to feel. But it's the most important journey of your life. So take care. I will talk to you in October. Bye.